Did you know that your brain doesn't have to follow a strict timeline based on the number of candles on your birthday cake? It's a surprising truth, isn't it? We often hear about age-related decline, the inevitable slowing down, the moments of forgetting why you walked into a room, or the name of someone you just met. It can feel like an unavoidable part of getting older, a painful reality that settles in, making you worry about losing your sharpness, your quick wit, your ability to learn new things, or even keep up with conversations. You might look at someone who seems decades younger mentally, full of energy and ideas, and wonder what their secret is. What if I told you that secret isn't about magical pills or complicated treatments? What if it's about something much simpler, something you might already be doing, or can start doing today? The truth is, if you still actively engage with the world, challenge yourself, and embrace new experiences, your mind is likely far younger and more vibrant than you might give it credit for. In this video, we're going to explore some simple yet incredibly powerful habits and mindsets that act like a youth serum for your brain, keeping you sharp, curious, and engaged well into your 70s and beyond. Stick around until the very end, because I've got something to share that might genuinely surprise you about just how much control you have over your mental vitality. So, how do we tap into this fountain of mental youth? It really starts with the simple, yet profound, idea of never stopping the process of growth. You see, our brains are incredible. They have this amazing ability to adapt and change throughout our lives. Something scientists call neuroplasticity. It means you're not stuck with the brain you have. You can actively shape it. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is by continuing to learn. Think about it. When you were younger, you were constantly absorbing new information, figuring things out, connecting the dots. Why should that stop? It doesn't have to. Learning isn't just about sitting in a classroom or reading dusty textbooks. It's about feeding your natural curiosity. Have you ever picked up a newspaper and read an article about something you know absolutely nothing about? Or seen a documentary that piqued your interest? That simple act of engaging with new information, whether it's learning about quantum physics or the history of local pubs, creates new pathways in your brain. It challenges your mind to think differently, to make connections it hasn't made before. It's like giving your brain a good workout. You could try tackling a crossword puzzle or a Sudoku every day. Those are brilliant for exercising different parts of your brain, improving logic, memory, and concentration. Or perhaps pick up a book outside of your usual genre, if you always read thrillers. Try a historical novel or a biography. The variety itself is beneficial. Maybe there's a skill you've always wanted to learn. Could be painting, playing the piano, learning to use that new smartphone properly, or even just getting to grips with sending emails and browsing the internet beyond checking the weather. There are so many free resources available online. Or perhaps your local library offers computer classes or language groups. Learning something new, especially something that requires a bit of practice and problem solving, is incredibly invigorating for the mind. Don't feel like you have to become an expert overnight. The joy is in the process, the challenge, and the sense of accomplishment. Start small. 10 minutes a day trying to learn a few words of a new language, or working through a challenging puzzle. Over time, you'll feel your cognitive muscles getting stronger. But our minds don't exist in a vacuum. We're social creatures, and connecting with others is just as vital for brain health as learning is. Think about the last time you had a really good chat with someone. You were listening, processing information, thinking about your response, perhaps recalling shared memories, maybe even debating a point. All of that is brilliant for keeping your mind agile. Isolation, on the other hand, can be really detrimental to cognitive function and overall well-being. When we feel alone, our brains can become less stimulated, less active. So, making an effort to stay connected is hugely important. This doesn't mean you need a massive social circle. It's about having meaningful interactions. This could be as simple as calling a friend or family member regularly, even just for a quick natter over a cuppa. If you enjoy getting out and about, consider joining a local group or club. Are you passionate about gardening? See if there's an allotment society or a gardening club nearby. Do you love reading? A book club is a perfect way to meet people and discuss ideas. Walking groups are fantastic. They combine physical activity with social interaction. Volunteering is another wonderful way to connect with others and feel a sense of purpose, which is also excellent for mental health. Think about what you enjoy doing and see if there are opportunities to do it with others. It could be playing cards, attending a local history talk, or helping out at a charity shop. Don't underestimate the power of a simple smile and a friendly word exchanged with someone you encounter during your day. Whether it's the postman, the person serving you at the shop, or another parent or grandparent at the school gates. These small interactions add up and contribute to a feeling of connection. If getting out is difficult, technology can be a lifesaver. Learning to use video calls allows you to see your loved ones, even if they live far away. Joining online communities focused on your hobbies can also provide valuable social connection. The key is to be proactive. Sometimes it requires a little effort to reach out, but the rewards for your mental vitality are immense. Having people to share experiences with, to talk through problems with, or simply to laugh with, keeps your mind engaged, happy, and resilient. These connections stimulate different parts of your brain than solitary activities do, fostering empathy, understanding, and communication skills. So, while keeping your brain active with learning is crucial, nurturing your social connections is equally vital for a truly young and vibrant mind. Building on the idea that our mind and body are intricately linked, it's impossible to talk about keeping your mind young without talking about movement. Now, before you picture yourself having to run a marathon or join a high-intensity gym class, let me reassure you, keeping your body active doesn't require extreme measures, especially as we get older. It's about consistent, gentle movement that gets your blood flowing and your muscles working. And the link between physical activity and brain health is incredibly strong. When you move, your heart pumps more blood, and that blood carries oxygen and nutrients to your brain. This helps it function better. Regular movement also helps release chemicals in your brain that are important for things like memory and learning. It can even help reduce stress, which we know is bad for the brain in the long run. So, what kind of movement are we talking about? Simple things. A brisk walk is one of the best things you can do. Aim for a daily walk, even if it's just for 20 or 30 minutes. It gets your heart rate up gently, helps clear your head, and if you walk outdoors, you're also getting the benefits of fresh air and being in nature. Could you join a walking group? It's a great way to combine exercise with socializing. If you enjoy gardening, you're already incorporating fantastic physical activity into your routine. Digging, planting, weeding, all involve movement and gentle strength building. Even active housework counts. Vacuuming, dusting, tidying up, it all gets you moving. There's also a lot of focus now on gentler forms of exercise like Tai Chi, yoga, or even chair yoga, which are excellent for balance, flexibility, and strength without putting too much strain on your joints. Dancing, whether it's formally in a class or just putting on some music at home and moving around, is not only good for your body, but also brilliant for your mood and coordination. The key here, just like with learning, is consistency. It's better to do a little bit of movement every day than to do a lot once a week and then nothing in between. Find something you enjoy so that it doesn't feel like a chore. Could you get off the bus a stop earlier and walk the rest of the way? Take the stairs instead of the lift when possible. Even simple stretches or marching on the spot during commercial breaks can make a difference. Listening to your body is important. Of course, don't push yourself too hard, especially when starting out. But regular, gentle movement is like lubricating the machinery of both your body and your brain. And speaking of the mind-body connection, let's talk about something that can really sabotage our mental sharpness: stress. We all experience stress, but chronic, long-term stress and anxiety can have a real negative impact on our brain over time, affecting memory, focus, and even mood. Learning how to manage stress and cultivate a sense of calm is incredibly important for maintaining a young mind. This is where mindfulness and relaxation techniques come in. Mindfulness is simply about being present in the moment. paying attention to what's happening right now without judgment. It sounds simple, but in our busy world, our minds are often racing, worrying about the future, or dwelling on the past. Taking just a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness can make a big difference. This could be as simple as focusing on your breath for a few minutes, noticing the sensation of air entering and leaving your body. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breath. Or try mindful walking, paying attention to the feeling of your feet on the ground, the sights, sounds, and smells around you. Spending time in nature is naturally calming for many people. A walk in the park, sitting by a lake, or even just looking out at the trees can help reduce stress levels. Hobbies that are calming and absorbing can also be a form of mindfulness. Things like knitting, painting, listening to music, or even baking. Ensuring you get enough sleep is also crucial for stress management and overall brain health. When we're well rested, we're better able to cope with challenges and our brains can function optimally, consolidate memories, and process information. If you struggle with sleep, look into establishing a calming bedtime routine, ensuring your bedroom is dark and quiet, and avoiding screens right before bed. Learning simple relaxation techniques, like progressive muscle relaxation or guided imagery where you imagine yourself in a peaceful place, can also be very helpful in managing stress and promoting a sense of calm. These practices don't eliminate stress entirely, but they give you tools to respond to it differently, preventing it from overwhelming your system and negatively impacting your mental vitality. By actively managing stress and incorporating moments of calm into your day, you create a more supportive environment for your brain to thrive, allowing you to maintain clarity, focus, and a sense of peace that contributes to a younger, more resilient mind. Now, thinking about fueling both our body and mind, what we eat plays a significant role in how our brain functions. Just like any complex machine, your brain needs the right fuel to run smoothly. Focusing on a diet rich in certain nutrients can really support cognitive health as you get older. You don't need to follow fatty diets. Simple, common foods available right here in the UK can make a big difference. One of the stars for brain health is oily fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and herring. These are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which are like building blocks for brain cells and are important for memory and learning. Trying to have a portion of oily fish once or twice a week can be really beneficial. If you don't eat fish, or prefer not to, you can get omega-3s from flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts, or consider a supplement. Berries are another fantastic addition to your diet. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. They're full of antioxidants which help protect your brain cells from damage. Adding a handful to your breakfast cereal, yogurt, or just snacking on them is an easy way to give your brain a boost. Leafy green vegetables like spinach, kale, and broccoli are also powerhouses, providing vitamins and folate, which are linked to slower cognitive decline. Try to include these regularly in your meals, perhaps lightly steamed or added to soups and stews. Nuts and seeds are also great brain food, providing healthy fats, vitamin E, another antioxidant, and other important nutrients. A small handful of walnuts, almonds, or pumpkin seeds as a snack is a good choice. And let's not forget about hydration. Dehydration can actually impact your cognitive function, making you feel tired and less focused. Make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day, especially as it can be easy to forget. Tea and coffee count towards your fluid intake, but water is best. Small dietary changes like these, focusing on nutrient-rich foods, can really help support your brain health and keep your mind sharp. Finally, and perhaps this is the element that truly defines a mind that feels younger than its years, is embracing novelty and stepping outside your comfort zone. This might be the surprise I hinted at earlier. We tend to settle into routines as we get older. And while routines offer comfort, they don't always challenge our brains in new ways. Our brains thrive on new experiences. When you try something new, It forces your brain to create new neural pathways, to adapt, to learn. This is incredibly invigorating, and it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. It could be taking a different route when you go for your walk, even just a slight detour down a different street. Try cooking a recipe from a cuisine you've never attempted before. Listen to a type of music you usually avoid. Visit a museum or art gallery you've never been to. Pick up a craft you've never tried, like pottery or making greeting cards. Learn to play a simple tune on a harmonica. Even just trying a new flavor of ice cream or visiting a different cafe can count as a novel experience. The key is to deliberately introduce something unfamiliar into your routine occasionally. It sparks curiosity, requires attention, and keeps your mind flexible and adaptable. Often, we shy away from new things because we're afraid of not being good at them or of feeling a bit awkward. But embracing that slight discomfort is where the magic happens for your brain. It reminds you that you're still capable of learning, of experiencing joy in discovery, and that you're not too old to try something for the first time. This willingness to explore, to be curious, and to step outside the familiar is a hallmark of a truly youthful mind. Regardless of age, it keeps your perspective fresh and prevents you from feeling stuck in the past. And when we look at all these pieces, the continuous learning, the vital social connections, the simple act of moving our bodies, the practice of calming our minds, nourishing ourselves with good food, and, importantly, embracing novelty and new experiences, we see a powerful picture emerge. It's not just one magic bullet. It's a combination of living a life that is actively engaged, both mentally and socially. It's about feeding your natural curiosity, nurturing your relationships, looking after your physical well-being, managing stress, and having the courage to try new things. These aren't complicated prescriptions. They are woven into the fabric of everyday life. And the beautiful truth is, it's never too late to start incorporating more of these habits into your routine. Even small changes, done consistently, can have a profound impact on how you feel, how you think, and how young your mind remains. Age truly is just a number when your mind is vibrant, curious, and engaged with the world. You have the power to influence your cognitive health and keep that spark alive. Don't let the years dictate your mental potential. Embrace learning, cherish connections, move your body, find your calm, eat well, and keep exploring. If you're doing these things at 75 or 85 or beyond, your mind isn't just keeping up, it's thriving, staying younger than you might have ever thought possible. Which of these habits resonates with you the most? Or perhaps you already do some of them. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Sharing our journeys can inspire others. If you found this video helpful or encouraging, please do give it a like, as it helps other people find this information, and consider subscribing to the channel for more content designed to help you live your best life at every age. Thank you for watching, and remember, keep that wonderful mind of yours exploring and expanding.